"Religion is the opium of the people" is one of the most frequently paraphrased statements of German philosopher and economist Karl Marx. It was translated from the German original Die Religion, ist das Opium des Volkes, and is often rendered as "religion is the opiate of the masses." The quotation originates from the introduction of his work A Contribution to the Critique of Hegel's Philosophy of Right, published posthumously. The introduction was published in 1844 in Marx's own journal Deutsch-Französische Jahrbucher, a collaboration with Arnold Ruge. The full quote from Karl Marx translates as, "Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people." Often quoted, the interpretation of the metaphor in its context has received much less attention. Some other people have used similar phrases. Marx. The quotation, in context, reads as follows: "The foundation of irreligious criticism is man makes religion. Religion does not make man. Religion is, indeed, the self-consciousness and self-esteem of man who has either not yet won through to himself, or has already lost himself again. But man is no abstract being squatting outside the world. Man is the world of man, state, society. This state and this society produce religion, which is an inverted consciousness of the world, because they are an inverted world. Religion is the general theory of this world, its encyclopedic compendium, its logic in popular form, its spiritual point d'honneur, its enthusiasm, its moral sanction, its solemn complement, and its universal basis of consolation and justification. It is the fantastic realization of the human essence, since the human essence has not acquired any true reality. The struggle against religion is, therefore, indirectly the struggle against that world whose spiritual aroma is religion. Religious suffering is, at one and the same time, the expression of real suffering and a protest against real suffering. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people. The abolition of religion as the illusory happiness of the people is the demand for the real happiness. To call on them to give up their illusions about the condition is to call on them to give up a condition that requires illusions. The criticism of religion is therefore, in embryo, the criticism of that veil of tears of which religion is the halo. Novalis. In 1798, Novalis wrote in Bluthenstoff, Ihre sogenannte Religion wirkt bloß wie ein Opiat reasoned, Betäubend, Schmerzen aus Schweigstillend. Heinrich Heine. In 1840, Heinrich Heine also used the same analogy in his essay on Ludwig Born. Welcome be a religion that pours into the bitter chalice of the suffering human species some sweet, soporific drops of spiritual opium, some drops of love, hope and faith. Charles Kingsley. Charles Kingsley, a canon of the Church of England, wrote this 4 years after Marx. "We have used the Bible as if it were a mere special constable's handbook, an opium dose for keeping beasts of burden patient while they were being overloaded, a mere book to keep the poor in order." Vladimir Lenin, speaking of religion in Novaya Zhizn in 1905, alluded to Marx's earlier comments. "Those who toil and live in want all their lives are taught by religion to be submissive and patient while here on earth, and to take comfort in the hope of a heavenly reward. But those who live by the labor of others are taught by religion to practice charity while on earth, thus offering them a very cheap way of justifying their entire existence as exploiters and selling them at a moderate price tickets to well-being in heaven." Religion is opium for the people. Religion is a sort of spiritual booze, in which the slaves of capital drown the human image that demand for a life more or less worthy of man.